Hello everyone. Today I'm back with another video, and this video would be slightly different than everyday's video. Generally we have a lot of question answer solving videos. I talk about resources that you can use to solve questions, from where you can learn concepts and all. But today I'll talk about a different topic. It's a bit philosophical one, but I think it would be really interesting. So this topic is about note making. Notes and study materials, whether they are really essential for you, and how to make your own notes. Why depend on other people, right? So stay tuned till the end, because we are going to discuss all of these things. Many of you guys go to expensive tutorial homes, and then you get notes, you get study materials, but we are going to discuss the pros and cons of that. So you invest a lot of money on these kind of tutorial homes or coaching centers. In case you want to know a cheaper and easier option that you can use or avail during this pandemic time, then Unacademy is always there for you. Well, the price is low and there are lots and lots of options in a given amount of money. So there are several batches for MSc level entrance, CSIR, UGC NET. For example, batches for IIT-JAM have already started. There are 4 batches for chemistry aspirants, physics aspirants, biotechnology aspirants, or even mathematics aspirant. So go check that out. The link is given in the description. Using my code AP10 can give you 10% discount on these courses. And the biggest advantage of having these courses is you can choose many lectures. You can choose to learn from many educators simultaneously with the given amount of money. You don't have to pay extra for each educator you want to learn from. My own courses are there. There are many other people who teach in this category, so it might be really interesting or helpful to you. At Unacademy, we, the educators and the team that are working with us, really work hard to help you prepare. We take care of the analytics, concepts, questions, tests, all of these. Okay, what about the financial aspect? The financial aspect is kept bare minimum during this COVID time. For example, a 12-month subscription costs around 10,000 rupees. That means less than 1,000 rupees per month. Where would you get that? Anyway, get back to our overall discussion. So you go to tuition home and you get the notes, and you think these notes are really crucial. Next time you don't open your books. You directly go to the easy choice, because it's obvious, right? These notes are slim, these are small, readable within a given amount of time, and your difficult choice is your textbook. Who would like to read so much fat textbook until and unless you are a real reading enthusiast or a book freak, right? So obviously you would go for the easy choice. But do you know you are missing out a very important thing? Now you start reading the notes and try to mug up whatever is there in that study material or notes. Now I'm not blaming whether a notes is bad or good, the study material is bad or good. Indeed, there are a lot of good study materials, but there is a big disadvantage of this approach. Let me clarify that. So once you read textbook, think about yourself, you have a lot of room to think about a topic. Many thoughts come into your mind while you are reading. But when you're reading some study material, you don't have a storyline. You have some informations which are relevant for you. You cram those up. That would help you to crack exams to some extent. But in the long run, that might not be helpful. So what you can possibly do? You can do active learning. You can learn the lecture. You can get back and learn your textbook. And you can prepare your own notes. Now, isn't reading textbook enough? Do you really need to make notes? Let me tell you why note making is an art, and it is really good, and you have to be smart in this context. So when you start reading textbook, suddenly your phone rings and you get distractions and all of these things. Even if you start reading the textbook, you would underline certain lines in the textbook, and later on you would try to revisit them. So every information, every aspect of these, let's say a topic, is in a scattered format. Our brain is more functional when we have a organized information flow. When one information flows to another, when the thought flows in a context, it is always better for us. So detectives used these kind of thread board in their offices to solve a case better. Why don't we use the same? So let's learn how we can be like these detectives and make our own notes. I'm not telling you to stick threads all over the wall and put some papers. But what you can do, take a single paper. First read the textbook, take a single paper, and let's try to make some notes. For example, we are reading today the concept of gel filtration chromatography, right? So yeah, now how you can start making the notes. You have to ask yourself that what is your learning goal. So writing your learning goal at the first place would be really important. So let's say you ask yourself these questions. What is this technique? You don't know this, so what is this technique? What is the details about this method? Why I should even learn about it? How we can use it? What is the alternative to this method? Where we can't use this method? All of these things. Any special case? So all of these are like threads, like all these are like pinpoints, right? And you have to connect the dots. And use these as broad heading to make your notes. So at the end of this process, you would have a concrete notes which would help you to recollect. Now these are not really notes. I call them mind maps. These are maps, right? Each point is connected with other point based on a certain question or based on a certain thought flow, right? So if you want to look at how this note would ideally look like, in my point of view, it should look like something like this. So this mind map or this flashcard would help me to recollect all these information, concept, everything within a very short span of time. Next time I would not revisit the book. Once I would learn the book, I would enjoy the book, but I would not revisit again and again and again and waste my time. So every information which I obtained from the book, every concept that I learned from the book, I have depicted in a concise fashion. Summarizing things is also an art. It would really accelerate your learning process. Now, based on that, I'm giving you some examples of notes. For example, the cells of the immune system, it's another note, or a short note on, let's say, class 1 MHC processing. So I have a bunch of notes which is available in Unacademy, but here is the catch on that. I would say these notes are good, obviously. They look very artistic, they are nice, they are information heavy, they contain everything that you need. But I would strongly suggest the student community don't use them. How contradictory is that, right? First you show the plus points of your notes and then you nullify. Why is so? Because if you use my notes, you are learning about my thought process. So these thought processes came in my mind, not your mind. During the process of making notes, you learn a lot of things. You learn more than you are listening to a particular lecture or you're learning from somewhere. So that is one form of active learning that you should not miss out. That's why you should customize your own notes, right? And each of you are creative to do that. Ultimately, a teacher's goal is not to spoon feed you with informations. A teacher's goal is to make you independent, make you a thinker, not an information crammer, right? Even Wikipedia can give you information. So what a teacher can do? A teacher's job is to teach you how to learn, not how to mug up information. So with that, I would say don't bother too much about notes. They are important. But try to create your own. In that process, you would apply your creativity. You would learn many things. And when you make notes, you dive deeper into these process. You revise your concepts way more than you used to do when just learning or just, let's say, listening to a lecture. So this process itself is really effective for your preparation. I hope this was informative. If you like this video, give it a quick thumbs up. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And you can also follow me in Instagram or Facebook or in other social media platforms. Yep. So, thank you. Thanks for listening. And do let me know your opinion. What do you think?